Beginning of the night sky is full of stars and mountains from night to dawn. Sunny day painted on the wall of a room. A boy is seen waking up. The eyes are open. 11-year-old Ryoma Takabayashi lives alone in the forest, and he's not alone. He lives with almost 1,000 slimes. Ryoma is very involved with the slimes' lives and feeds them accordingly. Each type of slime has a special diet that can yield different beneficial resources. Ryoma hears some strange voices while wandering through the forest. He runs into a group of soldiers. One of the men is seriously injured. Although afraid of the men, Ryoma opts to help them. One of the men takes medicine offered by Ryoma and gives it to the injured man. Furthermore, Ryoma offers his home for the men to rest. A horde of green slime appears out of nowhere. The men are about to attack them, but Ryoma intercepts quickly. Reinhardt realizes that the slimes are Ryoma's relatives. While walking to Ryoma's home, Reinhardt explains that he used to be a tamer with various family types. Ryoma opens a portal on the side of a cliff, revealing his home to the tired men. The rest of his men are hesitant because of the seemingly immense power they believe Ryoma possesses. When Ryoma gives them a case full of potions, they grow suspicious of the young boy, particularly when he mentions that he can make potions. Sensing their suspicions, Ryoma is reluctant to reveal what he is and tries to change the subject, but men are persistent. However, they introduce themselves. They said a black bear attacked the injured man, Hughes. Reinhardt asks Ryoma why he lives in the forest by himself. Ryoma tells the men that his grandparents taught him magic and that they were adventurers who died 3 years ago. The men seem to comprehend Ryoma's dilemma. Camille gives Ryoma a crystal ball for the latter to touch and reveal Ryoma's top 4 skill levels and see if he's a criminal. The crystal ball turned blue, indicating that Ryoma was not a criminal. Hughes quickly recovers from his injuries and offers his gratitude to Ryoma. The men said their goodbyes to the kid and headed home. Ryoma feels guilty for lying to them. He made up the whole story of his grandparents passing away. He was the person who died 3 years ago. 3 years ago, Ryoma was a tortured middle-aged Japanese office worker. It seems that Ryoma worked himself to death and drank tea with 3 gods. He appears to be calm about his death, so one of the gods wonders if he achieved enlightenment before he died. Gain explains that they will send Ryoma to another world in the body of an 8-year-old boy. With a manual from the deities, Ryoma learned about this new world filled with magic and magical creatures. With a slimy friend by his side, Ryoma decides to make the forest of Ghana his new home. It's been 2 weeks since Ryoma met with Reinhardt and his companions, including his daughter, Eliaria, and things have returned to normal. Out of nowhere, the men returned with a few more people. Reinhardt and his men have returned, but they are not alone. Several men and women introduce themselves, including Reinhardt's father, wife, and daughter, Reinbach Jamil, Elise Jamil, and Eliaria Jamil, respectively. The guests are intrigued by the number of slimes, and Ryoma shows them one of the slime's tricks. They combine into more giant slimes. The men and women are shocked by Ryoma's taming skills. No one in history could tame so many slimes, combine slimes, or tame giant slimes. Amazed by Ryoma's skills, Lady Elise suggests the young boy joins the Tamers Guild. After the introductions, Reinhardt presents Ryoma with a Belova watch as a token for helping Hughes and for hospitality, which he accepts. But Reinhardt and his companions have another reason for visiting. Eliaria wants a slime to be familiar, but she has yet to catch one. Eliaria decides to have a slime cleaner, but the way to capture it and make it evolve to her liking is by using her dirty bathwater. This little tidbit of information earns Hughes a few slaps to the face for his bluntness. However, Eliaria chooses to do so and heads out to capture a slime. And she did. Elise asks Ryoma if he intends to live alone in the forest, which the latter has yet to decide. Reinbach asks if Ryoma wants to join him and his family on their trip to Gamol. That night, Ryoma stuffed every possession in his small cave house into his item box. Ryoma, the Jamil family, and their companions set out for Gamol. Along the way, Ryoma explains his skills and abilities to them. On a dark and rainy day, the roads have become rather dangerous. A landslide blocked their path, and a detour would extend their journey by 3 days. On the other hand, if they stay longer in the same place, they could wind up as targets for thieves to attack. They have no other choice but to use magic to unblock the blockage. Ryoma decides to help with Rain Block and protects the men from the heavy downpour. Furthermore, he showed them the ability to clear the road. 3 days later, they arrived in Gamol. It can be seen at the beginning that the travelers have arrived in Gamol, and it's Ryoma's first time visiting a town. The Jamil household has traveled to Gamol to assess the mines, seeing that they have yielded less than they used to. Ryoma and Reinhardt's family go to church to gather a status board for the former. During the baptism, a way to get a status board, Ryoma's conscience gets transported to the realm of the deities. They are happy to see the boy. Ryoma learns that a human who crossed over to the magical world in the past was the ancestor of the Jamil family. Her name is Shiho Jamil. Eliaria also has another ancestor from the earth from her mother's side, and she inherited her strong magic. But not only that, but they also told them that other gods had noticed the young man's talents: the god of war, the god of magic, and the god of craft and artisans. After Ryoma receives his status board, Reinbach Jamil advises the young boy to keep his strength hidden and join a guild to avoid negative attention. Eliaria is impressed by Ryoma's magic ability to the point that she asked the young boy to teach her a few things. After leaving the church, they went to Tamer's guild. Lady Eliaria and Ryoma registered as Tamers. Because Ryoma is a slime master, and slimes are at the bottom of the food chain, Ryoma is ranked very low. Reinbach comes up with a solution to join the Adventurer Guild so they can raise Ryoma's rank. The instructor and guild master, Wergen, instructs Ryoma on what he has to do to join the guild. Wergen and the Jamil household were impressed by the young boy's skills. As a result, Ryoma passed the test and is now a member of the Adventurers Guild, as rank G, the lowest rank. Ryoma goes out to find a job. The young man finds an assignment to clean a house. The assigner is a female cat beastman named Mia, who desperately needs someone to clean her house. It can be seen that Ryoma finds out that Mia's house is overflowing with trash from a nearby dump. The garbage kept pouring in faster than anyone could clean it until it got to the point where no one wanted to do the job. Ryoma uses his scavenging slimes to get rid of the trash first. Then, he used his mist-wash skills and cleaning slimes to clean Mia's basement. Next, Ryoma uses the create blocks to patch up the hole in the garbage disposal plant. Ryoma and his slimes completed the assignment in just a few hours. Mia can't contain her happiness and raises Ryoma's reward payment. The young boy runs into Worgen, and the latter asks him about his skills, and offers Ryoma another job cleaning the communal toilets. The government issued the job but refused to pay anyone to clean it since Gamul's resources ran low. But not only that, the government officials want to avoid paying the cleaners a fair wage. So, cleaning the common has become a mission for the Adventurer Guild. Later that day, Ryoma informs Reinhardt and the rest of the Jamil family about the city's situation. Reinhardt, after hearing this, concludes that the officials have embezzled the town's funds. The next day, Ryoma and his slimes head out to clean the dirty communal toilets. The slimes run in first and get rid of all the dirt, and with some magic, the first toilet is clean. Ryoma makes a harrowing discovery that the toilets had built up countless miasma. The young boy wastes no time, rushes to the Adventurers Guild, and informs the Jamil family and Worgen about his discovery. Eliaria Jamil and Elise Jamil are worried about that Ryoma has become sick from the miasma, but the young boy is doing well. He appreciates the concern that these two women show toward him. Ryoma announces he wants to continue the job to eliminate the miasma and cut off the source. However, they are concerned about Ryoma's safety. To convince them to let him do the task, Ryoma shows them his status board, which shows Ryoma's resistance and other skills that make it harder for him to die. Adventurers and Mia Cat have gathered at the communal toilets to cheer for Ryoma, but also keep watching while Ryoma works, thus ensuring that civilians keep a safe distance from danger. Meanwhile, Reinhardt and his men went through countless documents to find the source of the embezzlement. Ryoma works all night and declines to take a break. The young boy starts reminiscing about the days he used to work until sunrise and how his mother would always stay up to greet Ryoma the moment he walked in. But one day, she passed, presumably because she was tired of staying up so late. Ryoma walks into the Reinhardt residence and is shocked that each member of the Jamil household is waiting for him. The moment brings nostalgia and sends the boy to tears. Eliaria and the other women in the Jamil household are preparing breakfast. There is an ulterior motive for Eliaria to make breakfast for Ryoma. She wants him to help her with her magical abilities. This prompts the other household member to help Ryoma with his attacking skills. Sebas, Camille, and Elise join the children in their training. The initial training is elemental magic. They are amazed by Ryoma's skills. With a few tips from the young boy, Eliaria improves her magical skills. Next, Camille teaches Ryoma several elemental attack magic spells, which the young boy picks up quickly. Later, Ryoma picks up a few dimensional magical skill from Jamil's butler, Sebas. The next day, Ryoma and the rest of the Jamil household went to the abandoned North Gimel mine. The goal is to train Lady Eliaria in monster fighting skills, as it is a noble's duty. Eliaria, Ryoma, and the rest of Jamil's guards head toward the mine. A few monsters show up, but it's nothing that the children can't handle. Going deeper into the mine shaft, Eliaria spots and captures a metal slime. She gives the slime to Ryoma as a thank you for teaching her about magic. The mines have yielded little because the monsters have taken over the mine shafts. As a result, the Jamils will issue a quest through the Adventurer Guild. Ryoma creates a spell to generate metal for his metal slime to eat. His alchemy spell catches the Jamil household's attention, and once again, they're amazed by the young boy's skills. The travelers head back into town where Reinback takes Ryoma to a shop called Morgan Trading Company. There, Ryoma shows off his alchemy and cloth skills to Serge Morgan, who sees the real potential for the town of Gimmel. However, Ryoma doesn't want to share his secret because he suspects others will profit. However, Reinhardt convinces the young guy that he can trust Serge Merge, so they strike a deal. The next day at the Adventurers Guild, Morgan announces that those involved in the communal toilet embezzlement scheme have been arrested. The adventurers are happy that the problem was solved, but now they have a new mission. They have to get rid of the monsters that roam the mine shafts. Ryoma prepares his slime for the upcoming mission in the mines. His new metal slime is resistant, except for the acid. The adventurers pick up Ryoma so they can all go to the mines. Eliaria wishes him luck. Outside the mine, Worgen gives the adventurer a brief lesson about the monsters they might encounter inside the shafts. While inside, Ryoma tells his fellow adventurer about his many slimes and different skills, but also in his time in the forest of Ghana. Although some were injured, they provided valuable information regarding the goblin's status and how it could disrupt the town's citizens' lives. Consequently, all the adventurers must join in on this single attack plan to eliminate the goblins. While the adventurers are managing to defeat them, many are injured. Fortunately, Ryoma and his slimes, which have multiplied, come to the rescue and eliminate all the monsters. Thinking they've won the war, the adventurer begins to relax. A harrowing battle cry stops them. A giant goblin, the leader, comes into the light and is not alone. There are many hobgoblins with him. Ryoma and his slimes jumped into action and got rid of them. The problem of the monster was more extensive than expected, so everyone will get a raise in payment for their efforts. On the way back to town, the adventurers have many questions about the slimes, and Ryoma happily answers all of them. While saying their farewells, Mia Cat suggests that Ryoma would make a fortune running a laundry service with his slimes, therefore inspiring the young boy with a few ideas. And so, he decides to separate from the Jamil family and support himself. Ryoma decides to strike out on his own because he's afraid if he lets others take care of him, he'll become a terrible person. However, he is still grateful for all their support but wants to make it independently. Although sad, they understand Ryoma's desire to grow. The young boy promises to keep in touch with them. Though happy, Eliaria is also crushed and forces Ryoma to visit any chance they get. At the Merchant Guild, Ryoma, Eliaria, and Serge Morgan meet up with Glycella, the guild master of the Merchant Guild. Ryoma, Eliaria, and Serge Morgan arrive at a ruined, abandoned building, presumably Ryoma's new laundry service. While Serge Morgan has his reservations, Ryoma sees the potential. With the help of his slimes, Reinhardt's men, and a few adventurers, Ryoma's new laundry service, the Bamboo Forest Laundry Service, is open for business. But before the official opening, Ryoma wants to invite everybody to come and take a look. While walking through town, Ryoma spotted the church and stopped by. There, he has a one-on-one conversation with Kufo, the rest of the gods visiting Earth. Kofu gives the young boy sound advice before Ryoma's consciousness returns to his body. What would you use 1,000 slimes for in your life? Don't forget to subscribe to my channel.